So, hello everybody, welcome back to Joyful Sunday. I have a new guest today. Welcome,
Hi,
David.
Joyce. Thank you.
And we're going to start the interview with giving you the chance to introduce yourself. So,
Absolutely.
who are you and what are you doing, for example?
Yeah, my name's David Perry. Thank you for having me. I am a runner, a jewelry designer, and a few other odds and ends. I am from Boulder, Colorado, and I'm currently residing in New York City.
Nice. I actually been to Colorado as a child because my first ever sport was fencing, and I did an exchange program there to train there. And because they had also like an Olympic platform, and we were there for like 3 weeks, and I loved it there. Like, I loved the food, I loved the mountains, the people were great,
Fresh air.
and I also remembering we did like stuff like watching Indiana Jones and eating chips,
for sure.
and I think also I bought like a Indiana Jones hat, and I felt very like Coloradian style.
You were Coloradan. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it felt very home-like.
I love it.
It was a nice time.
I love it. It is a beautiful place. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And it's good to know you're a fencer. Yeah.
Yeah, just like
in a past life.
Like,
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
the distance.
I like it.
So I met David through the Adidas runners community in Berlin, and we kind of stayed in touch. We also, because we're working in the same field, you're are one of the Adidas runners captains here in New York, and I'm taking care of this big, wonderful community, and as well you work in fashion. So you said you're a jewelry designer, as I am too, with my partner Dana Roski, and I think it's important, like, I know you love jewelry, you're always wearing your chains, and I think you're good with having like a certain kind of a cool style anyway.
Thank you.
So so how came the idea of like becoming or doing jewelry, you know?
Yeah, the jewelry I think came two different ways. As you said, I'm a big time runner, and I'm now a marathoner, and I had this tradition where I wanted to honor myself after finishing a marathon, and I would buy a gold chain just because I loved gold chains. I thought they were cool. I still do, and yeah, that's kind of how the chain started happening. And then I just had this business develop because other runners wanted gold chains, and they thought I was making them or sourcing them or figuring that out. So I had to figure out how to get people gold chains, and I knew nothing about it.
Okay.
So that's kind of how the business started to develop. And then about a year ago, I went through a breakup, and as like a gift to get over it, my mother sent me, or she purchased me a few small raw diamonds for like 30 or 50 US off of eBay, and sent them to me. And once I got this box,
Mom, remember this for me as well, okay? If I'm,
let's get her some
like
diamonds,
as a
Mom.
tip.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And then just it's that's how it spurred. I looked at some of these like kind of rough stones and thought I should start a jewelry brand. I mean, this is kind of a calling.
And also, like, I think you once told me that your mom loves jewelry as well.
Yeah. So my mother, I'm trying to think. This is a ring from my mother. This thin band with a bunch of these like small pieces of diamonds, and then this is her mother's wedding band, which I put 2 diamonds in. That top
It's
one.
also cool.
Yeah.
I love this one because it has this both sides, and because it's also like 2 people.
Exactly. So that's so I dedicated that band to her grandmother because it's her mother's wedding band. Her name's Josephine, so it's called the Josephine Band.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also starts with J-O, so maybe this is also my calling,
It should be. Joyce.
I actually also wear a lot of jewelry from my mother and also especially from my grandmothers, because I love it how they kind of gave it to me with warm hands. So not after passing away, they gave it me before.
That's beautiful.
And if they see me wearing it, then they're proud, and because it also like kind of their stories in a way continues, because they made stories with the ring. I don't want to know what my grandmother made with this ring. I don't want to know. Did. But I think it's a cute way. So this is from my grandmother, not great grandmother, but grandmother here, and this is from my other grandmother from my father's side. And this is also from my boyfriend. And this one, like people trying to...
Yeah, that one I noticed right away.
They're like... And I'm like, no!
Yeah, it's kind of these heritage jewelry is always, it never goes out of style.
So when I always meet you randomly, like in New York, in the streets, in Soho, and it's always like, I'm always like this, when I meet you, I'm always super excited, and I'm the stressful, overwhelmed person who's doing a lot of stuff, and even though she's working out and running all the time, I'm still like very like this all the time. So when high energy. When I see David, he's always in this, I think the right word is in a calm, unstressed mood in a way. You like your aura is also this way. Do you think this just comes from running, or from like, what is your trick on like being so
calm? Man, I mean, that's a high compliment. Thank you. I think running is my relationship with running, which I've been running since I was 13. I'm 27 now, so I'm doing it for a long time, and I think it's the one time that you dedicate to yourself. And for me, it's very calming. You're moving through the universe, and I love it, and I love to run fast, and it's my time to relax, and I think it radiates itself within the rest of my day.
Yeah, and it's funny because sometimes I've already was thinking about it, and I think because when I start running, David is already in the finish line, so I think I'm just stressed because I'm just the last in the finish line in a way, and he's already like had his shower, had his meal, and chilling on the couch afterward, having a beer. So I think you probably you run so quick that you just have also more time for the rest of the day. For
life, I mean, I think that was a coach's slogan, that the faster you run, the sooner it's done. So I think I've tried to keep that going for running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, I will take this coach's
we'll take his advice.
Hint. Okay. I will think about it. I'm starting to train also for the New York Marathon, which is in November, and it's not only a big anniversary for the New York Marathon, but I'm also turning 20, and for this celebration of my 20th birthday, I'm going to have a big party, which is the New York Marathon, and then afterwards hopefully like a nice dinner. And of course March 15th, right, is also New York Half. So
the half marathon. Yeah,
I'm very excited to
full dose of New York races for you. Yeah,
I'm very excited. My mom already did so many New York races, and I'm behind her. I have to catch up in a way. Yeah.
Time to catch up. Yeah. It's in your blood.
So when you run so much, I think it's crazy, because afterwards I feel very fine what my body needs. So is there a specific healthy food meal you always do after a long run, or do you cook? I
cook a ton. Yeah. I cook a ton. I cooked before I came over here. I try to eat healthy. And I think healthy, I'm not vegan, vegetarian, I don't do diets, but I just feel like as long as you eat a bunch of vegetables, you'll probably be okay. So I try to stick with that, and I think I'm pretty easy. I just need to drink more water. I think we're all working on something, and for me, I'm very caffeinated. I love coffee, and but water is one thing that's always missing from my diet. And
crazy.
yeah, so yeah.
I'm like this 5 liters girl. I could drink like I'm like.
I need to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good. It helps you like in so many ways. And
recovery.
yeah.
Good for your skin.
Yeah. I'm like just.
Your radiant, glowing skin. Yeah.
Regarding because it's also beginning of the year, we have still January. Is there something big planned for 2020 for you? Could be like something, of course, like a race or something coming up, a big travel.
Yeah, my next race is the Paris Half Marathon, which is March 1st.
Yeah, I love it.
I wanted an excuse to go back to Paris.
I love it.
Yeah, it sounds like a fun race. After that, I'm just spending some time in Italy because I'm mostly Italian, my mother's whole side, and I just haven't spent enough time there. So that's kind of a big piece of the first quarter of this year, and I'm making a film for Perry from my jewelry brand.
Cool.
Kind of a film following me around of like getting things made in New York all the way to like I'm delivering a product to a close friend in Paris during the half marathon. So
cool.
Yeah, we're working on that film, and my buddy who's filming it, Everett Bauer, is gonna come with me to Paris and get the whole thing, capture everything.
Cool.
Cool.
I mean, for me like I don't say the time, but for me, Paris, the worst weather on earth. It was like 0 degrees. It was raining, and I had my best PB there, and I've never thought it would have been happen. I had a pacer, which was crazy, and then like I remembered there was really a tough race, but I felt so good afterwards.
Yeah.
And then in the evening I had one wine, and
that was it.
That was it. I was like, okay, party over. Ciao.
Yeah.
I was in bed by 10.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, one wine, and because my body just needed to rest, and like I had a hot shower afterwards, but
sometimes that's more important.
Oh, I love Paris. Also for race, the French people, how they do sports, and they're also so enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
And but they also enjoy life. So after the races, always comes to party.
Yeah, and very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can't forget about the party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Part of the balance.
Do you have like one song you go like nuts about it, where like when there's like a song on a dance floor, or you're listening to a song which comes up in the radio or on Spotify, is there one you're like okay, now I'm going to shake my booty?
Man, I mean, I'm such a music guy.
But you're more the listener one, not the dancer.
I'm trying to be more of a dancer. No promises. It doesn't look great on the dance floor, but I have a good time. I'm never gonna be like too cool to dance, because I think that's not cool. But I'm seeing a DJ tomorrow, which I'm excited about. This guy's name's Hayden James. He's playing in Brooklyn. I can play you a song.
Yes, please.
Okay. Pull him up.
But I remember you also loving like Bob Marley and like
I love
jazz
reggae. I love jazz. I love reggae. I mean, I start my morning with jazz.
Yeah.
I think I end my evening with reggae, because my middle name's Marley after Bob.
That's really cool.
So we're a big reggae family. Music's important. And then I run to a lot of hip hop and rap.
Okay.
So I'm all across the board.
Okay.
All right, this is what I'm singing tomorrow. You might have heard this.
Where is it tomorrow? I have
Savannah
tomorrow evening.
Come through. Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Like, can we like have it like that?
Yeah, you have to come.
Is it like a house kind of electronic guy?
Yeah.
And is he like singing as well, or
I think he's just mixing everything.
Yeah.
He produces it. Yeah. this is the go. It's gonna be fun. I will dance. I will be dancing.
Oh, no.
Rare.
I should
Rare.
come.
Yeah, you
I
have
think
to
you're
come.
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And is there like anything else instead of like music and like listening to a good record from jazz? Is there something what really like brings you joy in a way? I mean, like of course, creating something I think brings you joy. Like to see your jewelry and to wear it, and also seeing other wearing it, because I also love to see then other people wearing my product, and then I'm very, very proud. Always. But is there something what you really think like, okay, this brings me joy to like, or also to be so honest and say like, okay, it brings me joy to spend a lot of time with myself running, because then I feel the most relaxed?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends the type of person you are. I get different joy doing different things at different times in my life. I think it's not just like changing this one also. Thing. But recently one thing that I've really been developing is my cooking. I'm a great cook.
I cannot imagine. I have to be honest.
Like, you have to believe it, but I have to.
You have to really like prove it.
I love feeding people. I think being a single male, cooking is a way to the heart. You know, and I love cooking for family, for friends, for girls I'm seeing. So I think it's just like that's another way to really bring joy to myself, is bringing joy to others and feeding them.
Perfect. That's actually the perfect closing for this interview. Thank you so much. So if people of course want to buy your jewelry, where they find you? Yes,
they find me at perry.jewelry. That's the URL. That's the Instagram. It's called Perry Jewelry.
And if they want to find you for your personal Instagram?
It's just my full name, David Marley Perry, at David Marley Perry.
Okay. So after this wonderful interview, I want to thank you for your time. We have all now the contacts to follow David on his journey through running and being a jewelry designer. And I'm going to start saving money now for your for my new Perry ring, right?
It's time.
Okay, it's time. And you have to cook for me, big time.
And I have to cook for you, and you have to come see some music tomorrow.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Joyce.
Ciao.